Hello guys and welcome. This will be a bit of a different video. Instead of having like a script or something, I'm just gonna ramble about this topic, this subject. But yeah, let's get right into it. Today we're going to talk about WoW flying in WoW, Warlords of Draenor, and some of the new mounts that's coming in 6.2. That has something to do with this topic, flying, of course. So, before we get started, I would like to include that Blizzard have stated that they probably won't bring back flying in Warlords, nor in future expansions. I would take this a bit loosely because they're not saying that they'll never bring it back. They're just saying it's not likely that we will see it in the near future, except for maybe in like certain zones. And I don't know like what that would be, if it would be like a Shattered World or zone whatever, or something more like the Oculus. Basically, in case you don't know, it's a big tower thingy with sort of like flying islands around it, and it's also a dungeon. And that entire dungeon is based on flying mounts and flying to these islands, platforms, whatever. And yeah, that's a huge part of the dungeon. But maybe it's something else. I don't know. Anyways, at first I thought of it like with Karabor and Bladespire. Those were the original capital cities of Warlords of Draenor. They stated at BlizzCon that those were going to be the capital cities for the expansion. But then they moved it. And now it is what's called Warspear and Stormshield, I think, in Ashran. And that was really poorly received by the community. And at first I thought that they were going to change it because everyone hated it. So I thought they were actually going to change it back to Karabor and Bladespire. But they didn't. So I thought of the same here, that the community is probably not going to take too well on this, because people usually have really mixed opinions about this. There's the vanilla boys saying, yeah, I'm used to that. That's how I loved to play the game back in the day. And then there's some other people saying, I want to fly all the time. I want to fly everywhere. But whatever. I don't think that they'll go back on this decision. I am pretty certain that there will be no flight in Warlords of Draenor whatsoever at this point. But I think, yeah, take it with a grain of salt, because in future expansions they might bring back some of it, at least. That's my thought. But for the next expansion that they will probably, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure, 99% sure that they'll announce a new expansion at BlizzCon. So in that expansion there probably won't be any flight. Anyway, this whole flight thing was announced in an interview with, I think he's the lead game designer, Ian Hazacostas. I don't know. I say Hazacostas. Live with it. I don't know. But he stated that one of the reasons that they didn't want to bring back flying was it gives a more immersive experience. And there are more players. You would actually have to run to other players, and you'd meet other players on the ground. Whereas to flight, you can miss each other, even though you're flying in like the same route. You can miss each other due to heights, and people are everywhere and stuff like that. And I agree. You can get a lot more immersed in the content, and it gives another form of scale and another perspective and view on the zones and the content in general, and you get to meet other players and stuff. I agree on that part, but that's not the case with Warlords of Draenor, is it? There's not really any content to be immersed with, or immersed in, sorry. I don't, like, you're just you sat in your garrison, doing nothing. AFKing, you do like your Facebook routine where you log in and, I don't know, farm your mines and place your orders, and then you're out for the day, and then a couple of times a week you might raid or something, I don't know. But when you are sat in your garrison all day, I don't see any reason for not being able to fly. I simply don't see it. And now I agree. I'm gonna give my personal opinion here. I think that content is better when it's seen from the ground. I agree. You can build up a lot more cool zones. You can do a lot more cool stuff with that ground level feel. But here's my my idea and the simple solution. Make old and expired content. Make that so you can actually fly in that. I mean, right now, you don't see any people anywhere in the world because you're sat in your garrison all day, and the other place you'd be is like in Ashran with the War Spear and Storm Shield or whatever. And occasionally, you see other people running around the zones whilst leveling. But that's it. That's it. That's one of the things about not being able to fly. It really discourages going out in the world. Because if I say, in Mists of Pandaria, I say, let me see real quick if the rare down here is up, or up there is up, I don't know. I mount up and I fly over there, it takes 25 seconds, and I see, oh, it's not up, okay, I can fly back now. It's less than a minute. And it's free of charge. If I want to do that in a world where I can't fly, I either have to take a fly path to be in more or less the correct spot and then run the rest of the way, which costs gold, waste of money, or I have to run all the way there, which takes a whole lot longer due to different speed and stuff. So I think it's pretty weird that they won't just open up the Draenor and say Tanaan Jungle, it's gonna be like Timeless Isle, because it kind of is, except Timeless Isle wasn't all a Pex's grind. But I feel like it would just like solve the entire problem if you open up Draenor instead except for Tanaan Jungle as a flying zone, and then you can fly in Draenor, but you would still have to walk around in Tanaan Jungle and do the content from the ground. It would be so much easier. And when I say old content, I mean like more or less current content. I don't mean like in the next or in 2 expansions you say, okay guys, you win, you can fly in Draenor now, because you're gonna sit there, well, I am not in Draenor, am I? I'm on, I don't know, Argus, or in the Eye of Ashara expansion, I don't know, whatever. You want to make it like, I'd say in 6.2, I would open up flight in Draenor except for Tanaan Jungle. That's what I would do. Now, let's talk about these 2 disappointing mounts coming with patch 6.2. First of all, let's look at the store mounts. A lot of these have wings. A lot of them are dragons, and even the mythic Rune Saber mount or whatever, who's protected by the arcane wilds or something like that. I don't even know. Whatever, I saw in the trailer it can actually fly, but it can't. That's weird. Why would I spend, what's that, $25 on something that can fly but can't fly? It's like, holy crap, I have to go to Stormwind. I have to leave my current area. I have to leave current content to actually see what I bought. And not only that, take like, I don't know, flight. If you buy the fly mount, which most people do, if you buy flight in Azeroth, it costs, or you get 150 speed as a standard, and then you can upgrade for thousands of gold. Like, I'm not even kidding. It total cost is like, I don't know, almost somewhere between 5 and 10,000 gold for max speed. And I think that's weird, telling people, okay, you want 310% speed? Well, okay, that's going to be, say, 10,000 gold. It's not 10,000, but it's 10,000 gold. We're pretending here. 10,000 gold, and now you can't use it in current content. People, I mean, I personally would be pretty darn pissed as a new player to see I've just bought this huge thing for a huge amount of gold, and I can't actually use it anymore. That is awfully weird. Anyways, let's look at these 2 mounts coming with patch 6.2. And now we have a wolf. This was the original 150k Apexis crystal mount from Tanaan Jungle. And, I mean, I guess it's kind of cool in that regards, but it's a reskin. I already have that mount from Siege of Orgrimmar, from the Ahead of the Curve achievement, or Feats of Strength, or whatever, which gave this mount, or more or less that mount, whatever. It's a recolor of the same old wolf model. It's like the 8th or something. And there's a bunch of these in WoD. So, I mean, it's not great. It's definitely not worth grinding 150k Apexis crystal, because it's estimated that it would take at least a month of looking in daily to grind, or I don't know, around 2 months. I think I heard somewhere, and that's not that much. I know, but you'll probably get pretty burned out. It's pretty darn boring doing the exact same content all day, more or less the exact same. But yeah, it actually used to cost 100,000 gold as well. So 150,000 Apexis crystals and 100,000 gold for a reskin. Holy crap, that's not worth it whatsoever. So they switched the mounts, so you can get this. I can't remember its name, corrupted Dread Raven or whatever. And this is a cool mount, I guess. It's pretty cool. It's the only model of that in the game, which you didn't have to buy. I personally have the original Dread Raven from the collector's edition, I think, digital deluxe version of Warlords of Draenor. And I mean, it's good. It's better, I'd say. I think it's better that you grind something a lot for. You spend a lot of time grinding for something original, not a reskin. And here comes the disappointing parts. First of all, you've been grinding for, let's say, 2 months for a mount that clearly has wings and it's a huge model. Holy crap. I rarely even use it for flight. But you'd never actually use this in the air in current content. You're not going to be able to fly in current content. And I don't know about you guys, but I personally hate being on big models on the ground. I usually use my my wolf, my Korkron, whatever wolf from Siege of Orgrimmar, that achievement thing there, because it fits. It's small and you can actually see what's going on. With this Dread Raven, I don't know about you guys, but I would never use it on the ground. And if I did, it would probably be pretty briefly for a short period of time, just to see how it looks, because you can't obviously see it from in the air. And so that's one disappointing thing. The other disappointing thing is the other wolf, the reskin wolf. They moved that. That's where they switched the mounts from the Dread Raven was originally going to be the glory of the Hellfire Citadel Raider, Hellfire Raider, whatever, that achievement. Which those are usually decently challenging, and is usually just raiders who gets them in the first period of like where the content is current. Personally, I think it's so disappointing that they switched that with the wolf, because that is now, as it is right now, the thing you get for completing all the achievements in the patch 6.2 raid. And if you look at that compared to other mounts that you've been able to get throughout the time from these achievements, it is so damn disappointing. Like, holy shit, I don't know what's going on. Like, the Galacrest mount from Siege of Orgrimmar. Like, Jesus, that was cool. People would buy boosts to get that. I don't know if anyone's ever going to buy a boost for this one. This one looks like, I mean, it looks like something a rare would drop. Oh, I forgot it is. It's just a reskin. Whatever. It looks like something a rare would drop in Tanan Jungle. I'm really not a big fan of this, because I'm not going to struggle getting all the achievements to get this reskin. So I think it's overall disappointing. So you grind two different things for nearly no results, because you can't fly, and the other model is lazy, and I mean, it's a decently cool mount. It's just compared to what you're actually doing, I don't feel like it's worth it. So to summarize, there's not going to be any flight in Warlords of Draenor, nor the upcoming expansion. So the near future looks pretty flightless. Which is odd, because some of the mounts that they keep adding to the game should be able to fly for the full experience. So, in my opinion, the simple solution is just add flight to outdated content rapidly as it gets old. Like, open up flight in Draenor except Tanan Jungle. let people fly around in their new cool mounts that they bought in the in-game store for $25. And please, just listen to the community this time, so we don't actually get like Karabor and that, because that was complete shit. And as I said earlier, this is a dangerous topic. It's very sensitive, so if I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on this. What do you think of this kind of video where I just ramble and instead of having like a script or something? And what's your opinion about the flight? What do you think? Do you like the flight? Do you hate the flight? What do you think of my suggestions for a solution? Do you agree, or is it complete garbage all of it because you want to fly all the time or be in the ground all the time? Please do let me know. But I know I feel like I'm being punished in Draenor because all my dragons are looking at me saying, for example, my Ashes of Alar, it's looking at me saying, I don't have any legs, but I can't fly either. What am I doing on this planet? So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. You're welcome to check out some of my other videos, and yeah, have a beautiful time.